What are my other hobbies? I'm an athlete, so I play basketball, volleyball. Used to play lacrosse, miss that. Also, I love outdoor stuff, as you can tell with my real life videos. Camping, hiking, ATVing. I've only done that once or twice, mind you. So, zip lining was just like, oh, so fun. I recommend if you're gonna go do zip line, you gotta zip line. It's so fun. It's so worth the money. Um, I do web geek stuff, basic video editing, basic photography or amateur photography. Um, what else? I just love serving my friends. And by serving, I mean I love having my place where my friends can come and we have drinks together and being able to make drinks for them. Just being there for the people that are close to me, like my close friend group. And I also like another. It's not necessarily a hobby, but it's an aim in life is to move forward with leadership and providing leadership in life. And people are like, well, how would you do that? What do you know? Well, I've been through a lot, and I'm also learning. I have a lot of solid mentors around me. These are people who are further ahead in life than I am, and I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about success. These are people who have lives that I want, and they're essentially taking time to teach me and mentor me with what they've done and what they're doing. And it's all about mindset. It's all attitude. You are a product of your association. So if you hang around fat people, chances are you will you will get fat. This is a fact. This is not saying that there's nothing wrong with larger people. Please don't take this the wrong way, okay? Because I like everybody. I'm not a hateful guy. If you hang around gamblers, you're going to start gambling, right? If you hang around triathletes, you're going to start training for triathlon eventually, just because that's what people around you do. So you're a product of your association, and what you put in here comes out here, and it's fact. It is what it is. So I'm, looking to improve myself as a person and hopefully be able to pass on things that I learned because people have decided to take the time to help me improve my life. So I can do the same for them. So those are some of my basic hobbies. I enjoy bike riding and stuff as well. That's just great. Oh, so fun. I used to be a BMX racer, so love that stuff. Thanks for the question, buddy. Appreciate it. What do you got? I think, hold up. What question we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I had one before, so we're at 5. So this is number 6. What do we got? All right. So this is from Forest Tracks. Who do I think are the best 3 players in Uncharted 2 and why? Wow, that's actually a good question. It's a tough one because there's a lot of ways to judge what is and what is not a good player in any game. And so it comes down to what you feel is important to make a good player. Because what I think is a good player, you might not think is a good player. You may think, oh, well, that's a stupid tactic they use. Just like I hate situational awareness, but some people actually say, well, the way they use situational awareness is actually really good. So it comes down to a personal opinion, as does most things in life. Personal opinion, what do you think? Who do you think are the best 3 players? And I'm going to answer this with, I think the best 3 players in Uncharted 2 are those who are friendly to other players no matter what their skill level is. They could be the newest player with the worst kill. They could have a negative kill death ratio, right? Like I'm talking like the worst. And how they treat those people. Elitists, in my opinion, whether they have high kill death ratios and high win percentages, they're not that good in my opinion because, well, they are, but it's how they treat other people outside of that core group. How do you treat other people? It's the same thing as in real life. How do you do it online? So I find that people who are, strong players, and there's lots of people who are strong players. You don't have to be the best or the worst. In the middle, there's a lot of just good players. But they're also good people at heart as well that are willing to laugh and, talk with other people, even if they're better than them or not. God knows, there's a lot of people better than I am. But I'm still willing to treat the people that suck with dignity and respect. I would hope the same that people would do to me, right? Golden rule you learn in kindergarten. It's so cliche, but yet no one does it, right? Especially online because they hide behind the screen, right? Chances are so many people would die if they said the stuff they said to a person's face. This is fact. Like they just go off. And chances are it's because they have no real personal power in their real life, right? And that's true. That's the only time that they have the ability to feel good about themselves because that's the only thing they have going on in their life. And I said this in my last video. If gaming is the only good thing you have going on in your life, you're in trouble. Which is why you got to get out there and increase, what you have going on for yourself, right? So the best 3 players would be those who strive to help other people and just be friendly to other people. And it can be so many people out there. So no, it's not limited to 3. It's not. I'd say a lot of people at Six Nation are some of the best players I know, for any game for that matter. And some of them have negative kill death ratios. I don't care. It's the people behind the controller and the character on the screen that matters to me. That's what matters to me. So that's my answer. Hopefully that works for you. Let me get back to my emails here. Let's see here. Next one we have. Oh, it's Charlitos. Charlitos, one of my buddies from Six Nation. I play with this guy all the time. He's awesome. Love this guy. His question is, on the small amount of information that we have on both games, are you more excited for Resistance 3 or Uncharted 3? Dude, why do you have to put me in a tough situation like that? Why you gotta be like that? You jerk. You fuck. I'm pumped up for both videos so much. I would think... I like the fact that Resistance 3, it looks like there's no Wraith in the multiplayer. So that automatically gets a win for me. So 1 for Resistance 3. Uncharted 3 is that it's just awesome. Oh no, I can't compare. Dude, man, why do you gotta put me in this situation? Fuck, I need a drink. Ugh. I can't put one or the other because I'm gonna be playing both as equally as I can. It's just too close for me. What will be the difference maker, though, is the experience after the fact. Which game will have the least amount of things that annoy me? And that will be the determining factor. So if I don't like the way the kickback boosters work in Uncharted 3, I find that they're just not make it as fun as it used to be. But Resistance 3, has something that, I don't know, is more, then obviously I'm going to go to Resistance. And vice versa. Right? So if the shield things in Resistance 3, it's because we've seen there's the dome shields for protection. If those can be exploited to be just as cheap as the bunny hopping Wraith Whores, then I'll be like, you know what, it's fun, but I'm going to start playing over here a bit more. Then that will be the determining factor after I have a chance to play both. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for the question, Charlios. We'll talk. I look forward to playing again, man. I haven't had a chance to be on UC2 with you for a while because my disc is fucked up. So, what are we at? That's 6, I think you're 7. Next, we have Wolf Cub, also from Six Nation. Sweet! We got 2 Six Nation people on here. Alright. Just wondering, I get the Raceland part, what's with the ES? So, in this case, that's the Epical Studios, based on Epical Studios music video community. Some great editors, and if you're a fan of anime, real life movies, or video games, check them out. They got some great music videos to download. So that's where it's for. I just mentioned before. So too bad. Sorry about that, Wolf Cub. I got an answer before. All right. Okay. So it's not working. I don't know how to work the computer. What are you excited about in the Uncharted 3 multiplayer? What am I most anxious about? You guys are all of the same mind. I mean, great minds think alike, as they say. So I think I've kind of gone over that. John, this is from John, by the way. So sorry I haven't been able to. Yeah, that's been it. I kind of got to that one. So hope the previous answers worked out for you. And I think this will be our last one for the night here. I think I've wasted enough of your time. This is from Cody. And Cody asks, I have a question. Is Heavy Rain worth buying? And hold on, what else does he say here? I know it has a sex scene and a strip/shower scene, but likewise, is it a great game? And that's actually an interesting question, Cody. When I saw Heavy Rain, I knew I was going to get it right away because it was so unique. And I know there's a lot of players out there like, well, Indigo Prophecy, that was the original one, and I'm sure it was. I have no doubt it was great and it was awesome for its time. But so far, this is the latest and greatest. And as far as interactive drama is concerned, and I figured that this should be just a new genre altogether. You know how we have RTS and FPS and third person and puzzle games and fighting games. Interactive drama should be their own type of genre. And I think LA Noire would be a great fit into this, but it's still more of an action game. But that type of storytelling, I think, is so awesome. And I really hope that they continue that type of games, because just being able to immerse yourself in the stories was great. I loved the fact as a kid that you could pick your own adventure, and you had different outcomes and different ways to get there. And this is pretty much great voice acting, great music, great atmosphere, and it had you on the edge of your seat. There were some moments where I was just like, "Ugh, are you serious? I have to do this? They're making me do this right here, right now?" Like I was like, I don't know, man. That's because it gets in your head. It makes you really feel like you're in the place of Ethan, of the character you're playing. It really hits you in that emotional spot. And when a game can get you right there, it's done its job. If it can get you on an emotional level, it's a win. And for me, it was a huge win. And no matter if there was a sex scene or a nude scene, that doesn't take away how all of the other things were awesome. And to some people, I mean, some people are like, "Oh, I gotta see your tits." Yeah. Right? I mean, dude, it's tits. Come on now. If you got to touch them, I'd understand. But it's just, there's a screen. It's just like watching, movies or whatever. But the nudity, some people who are against video games, obviously you could see this would be an attack point for those who are down on video games and to this type of entertainment. To which I simply respond that the nudity and the sex scene was done tastefully. It was done very tastefully. It wasn't like some hardcore gangbang stuff that you can see on free internet porn sites or whatever. It was done tastefully, and it was done because you could feel the emotion behind it. Here you have a guy whose son is gone, and there's this woman who seems to care about him a lot, and they're both emotionally drained. If you're in that type of situation, his wife left him, so he was technically single. I don't know if there's divorce proceedings or not, but in that situation, if I was Ethan Mars, I would have hit it. I would have done the exact same thing. I would have been all over it in a second. For that type of character, she's cute. In the moment, just go for it. And you feel that the emotion behind it. It's not just sex for sex sake. It's not nudity for nudity's sake. A lot of media will use nudity and sex as a hook, because sex sells. This game isn't using it as a hook. It's a lot of people say, "Ooh, I get to see tits and bum and sex." I mean, some people will do that. Those people opinions of the game afterwards, and there was only 2 small scenes. They don't care because the sex wasn't there. And to those people, I'm like, well, whatever. You're not really looking at it. And maybe the game didn't get through to them the way it did to me. And that was the best part for them, in which case, then we'll just let that go. In my opinion, despite the nudity scenes, it enhanced the overall story. It enhanced it instead of took away. So as far as I was concerned, people complain about the length of the gameplay on Heavy Rain, and I could agree with that. Some people would also complain like, "Oh, well, I saw it coming a mile away." Well, I mean, you guys have, you have your inner Horatio Kane, so I have the red hair, I have glasses, but I guess I just don't have that intuition. So if you guys are like that, you're pro. Way to go, CSI. But I thought it was a great first step. And sure, there could be some things that could be improved, sure. Absolutely. Nothing is ever perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. But it was a great first step. Towards, I think, should be an ongoing genre. So I think, as far as I was concerned, Heavy Rain was great. And I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody who's like, "Should I get this game?" I would say rent it first if you're not sure. When I buy a game outright, I've done a lot of viewing for video reviews are what I use. And the video review, it doesn't even have to be a review. It can just be trailers. And I'll know by watching the trailer, does this intrigue me or not? And if it gets my attention, Batman Arkham Asylum was a great example of how the trailers just got better and better and better. I'm like, I gotta have it. And I just, first date, boom, got it. And it was worth every penny, man. Arkham Asylum was just, fuck, my life was great. Great story. I was at work talking to a guy. He was playing Arkham Asylum in the background. When I asked him, he's like, "Dude, this game is sick. The PSN is down, but this game is sick." I'm like, "Dude, I know. Go play your game now." So I knew right off the bat I was going to get it. It was so good and so worth it. Games that I'm on the fence about, where I'm like, it could look like it's okay, I will rent. I have no problem renting, and I'm glad I've done that on a couple occasions. Uncharted, the first Uncharted is a great example of it. When I got my first PS3, I got MotorStorm and Resistance 1, and Those were great games, but I was looking for a game to rent as well because I'm like, I got PS3, I want to play lots of games. Uncharted was at the video store. I'm like, looks okay. We'll give it a shot. And boy, was my mind blasted. Uncharted 1, back when it first came out, when I saw that, and I saw some of the horizon over the ocean just before you go into the fortress, so you climb up the side of the fortress, and the sunset over the water, I was just like, this is why I spent $550 on a PS3. And that was worth it right there. So I'm glad I rented Uncharted 1, gave it a shot, because I didn't hear about it before, really. Killzone 2 is another example. All the hype, and I couldn't return that game fast enough. I played it through on hard mode just to get the trophy to say I beat it on hard. I could say, tell people that I beat it and I played it, but fuck, I couldn't wait to get that. It wasn't even worth the rental money. I get discounts on my rentals because I'm an employee of the company that owns the rental chains. It wasn't worth it. And as soon as I was done, I went back to Resistance. So Killzone 3, thankfully, was much more enjoyable for me, so I purchased that. So that's what I recommend. Give Heavy Rain a rent if you're not too sure. Give it a try and, you know, see if a friend has it. Borrow it for a little bit. See if it's worth it for you. So that's what I recommend for Heavy Rain. It was a great game, and in my opinion, it really gets you emotionally. And that's a connection that a lot of games miss. It's just all about pew, 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 shoot, kill, I win, yay! In this case, it actually gets you here. And the game that does that wins my money every time. So thank you very much, guys and girls, for your questions. I know it was long-winded, but I think it's a lot better than just a straight 1 to 2 line answer. That YouTube restricts it, right? So please keep sending me your questions. gamercam@shaw.ca. Add me on MSN. Like the first question or so I had tonight was based on an MSN question, and I will respond to you saying, question answered, thank you, so you know I answered the question. And feel free to add me, and like I said, I'll be happy to answer your questions. I will announce when I'm doing my question and answer session on my YouTube page. I'll be able to post announcements, and it'll say I'm doing it at this time on this date. And I apologize to people who thought I was going to do it tomorrow. I originally had thought, but one of my good friends is getting eye surgery tomorrow, so he needs someone to drive him because after he gets surgery, he's not going to be able to drive. So that's why I had to switch it till tonight. So I'm really sorry about that, guys. So hopefully, if you want to get in tomorrow, you can get in on the next episode, whenever that is. So that's where I'll announce when I'm doing it. And thank you again for your questions. I plan to get more game videos soon. People are like, where the fuck are the games, dude? That's all I care about. And that's fair. I agree with you. That's all I care about, too. So what I would recommend is, well, what I'm going to do is, there's actually some stages on Killzone 3 I've beaten on the Elite mode. And there's a couple places where I had a bit of a hard time, and I finally figure out little ways to do that. So just like I did with Uncharted 1, I will post out the way that I got through the area, and hopefully that'll help some people out who are trying to get their Elite playthrough trophy. So hopefully I'll be able to get that done. So thanks again for your questions and comments. Appreciate it. Until then, enjoy your games. PSN's coming back up in the next couple days. So all you online junkies, like, I need a game, man. I need a game. Give me another game. You're going to get your games online pretty soon. So I'm pumped up. I'll be able to see some of you guys online soon. And enjoy your games. Cheers.